tuned for sports.
Keeping score with Jess and Dean, the Dream.
It is Sunday, December 10th. We are blasting closer and closer to the holidays. Dean, the Dream is in. Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hair up with a scrunchie once again.
Listen, I had a blowout last week. I was going to wear a hat today. I was going to wear a beanie, and I'm like, he can't handle this.
Beanie City over here.
Yeah, I'm just like, he's not going to know what to do with that. And then it's going to be inside, so it's going to be too warm. So it's just back, but it's like a low scrunchy bun. It's not a full on top of the head bun, but we are close to, I need to wash my hair, so.
Oh.
And I think we should be honest with our loyal listeners.
Yep.
We are actually taping this show on Thursday, December 7th, because it's holidays and we got stuff to do.
But they're still going to listen on December 10th, which is right now.
Right, exactly.
Sort of.
For them,
hold on.
it's December 10th. For us, right now, it's December 7th.
Okay.
Whatever. We're in the future, and that's why we're not going to really get into the Patriots in Pittsburgh because it hasn't happened yet. So I just want to be honest with our people.
We're in the future. Any DeLoreans floating around?
Listen,
McFly and Doc Emmett Brown.
I would love to go into the future and see stuff, but not like experience it. Like, I don't want to be friends with my mom. I just want to go see what's happening and then come back.
All right, see, you and I are a little different. I like when Marty goes back to 55. I want to go back.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Like, being a baseball guy, I'd like to go back to the 20s and 30s and watch Babe Ruth play with Lou Gehrig. Something like that.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Taking a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your keeping score.
Yeah, we're rocking the merch. I got the Under Armour,
That's quarter zip.
Yeah, quarter zip, and you've got the hoodie on, so we're representing.
Yeah, I wore the quarter zip to the PC game last Saturday. So
you saw the Friars play well against URI.
Yes, but I got to tell you, they started a little slow. They were slower than I anticipated. URI was in that game until they pulled away within the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, we'll get into it in our college segment.
Yes.
We saw reality set in a little bit on Tuesday night down in Oklahoma, but that's a whole story for
Carter's the only one that's scoring.
Yeah,
that's a problem. But we have a great show coming up today. Do you have anything? Have you done any holiday shopping?
I have not.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do? Just gift cards and stuff?
I went.
You got your goddaughter.
Yeah, I got my goddaughter who I saw her mom the other night, and I said, listen, if there's anything that she wants, like an actual gift, I'd prefer to scrap the whole gift card thing.
Yeah.
As a little young kid, there's nothing there for them. The mother gets the card, and then they go, it's good for them, and they'll get something out of it. But I like the gift, at least if she sees it in my hand and hand it to her, it's a game changer. So I said, if you can roll it to me, I'll go purchase it. I don't want you doing it for me. Just tell me what she wants, and I'll make it happen. So we got a couple of weeks to make that happen. So that's my number one priority. Other than that, I don't really have a lot to do.
Do you wrap your gifts or do you put them in a bag?
Bags and tissue, and that's it. I'm not
Come
wrapping.
on,
No.
wrap a gift. That's what they love, to rip it apart. They don't like going through the bag.
If you've ever seen me wrap a gift, it's not a pretty sight.
Do you want to have a wrapping class? I love wrapping gifts.
Really?
Yeah. Jess has wrapped all the gifts so far, but I find it to be very relaxing. Or it could be the wine.
You
whatever.
girls are ahead of the curve already. You're already wrapping gifts.
Well, we have 7 god kids. Like, we got a lot to do.
You guys are in demand.
I know, we really are.
It's a lot.
It's been expensive so far.
I don't have the patience to hit the mall and do all of that, so thank God I don't really have to. I don't have, a significant other that I have to worry about, so I'm not complaining about that.
That's really nice.
No, I'm just, at the end of the day.
I don't want to have a significant other because I don't feel like going to the mall.
At the end of the day, what's it all for? I mean, if
you show love and gifts. You give gifts every day. I'm sure you provide many, many glorious gifts.
No pun intended.
Well, I will say this. I went to the mall. I had to do a live broadcast last Friday, and I banged out a lot of gifts within one, Warwick Mall, one loop. I went to Foot Locker. I went to Bath and Body Works. I went to FYE. I got everything. And you know what? It was nicer to see a product than doing it online. Sometimes you order something online and you're like, this is crap. So it was nice to have it in your hands and be like, this will be bought.
Well, I'm glad you've been productive so far.
Thank you very much. All right, and let's get productive because we're going to start with the NFL. And once again, we're taping this, so that means we don't know the results right now of the Patriots and
we don't want to know the results.
But I have a good feeling that they lost. All right, so because we don't know the outcome, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about some draft picks? Because, the Patriots, with their crappy record, they are going to be able to at least draft high. If we don't have Bill Belichick as a coach, because something tells me he's going to, he would just trade like a third round, first or a third choice or whatever like that.
I just felt like, Jess, at this point right now in the season, it's not premature to start talking about this, okay?
Correct.
Seeing where the team is at 2-10, and like we said, we're taping right now. It could be 2-11.
It's 2-11.
They're comfortably in the top 3 in the draft right now. So if the season ended today, as we sit here on December 7th, they are the number 2. They would have the number 2 selection, and of course,
Panthers won.
Yeah. So the Panthers won, but it was traded to the Bears. So the Bears own that pick.
Oh, right.
So we still would like to see the Panthers win a couple of games, so the Pats could maybe move up to 1, and now you don't have to worry about who's picking 1 because you'd have it. So assuming the Pats just run the table the negative way and lose the rest of the games, if they lose out, they're number 2. But I mean, if Carolina can get a couple of wins down the stretch, which doesn't look good, it doesn't matter if Chicago.
They played better last week, Carolina.
Yeah, but if Chicago has the pick, which they do, and they decide to stick with Justin Fields, and they're not going to go quarterback. But I'm also saying, who's to say the Pats would go quarterback here if they have 1 or 2? I love the kid Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State. He's the wide receiver, son of Marvin Harrison, who played with Peyton Manning in the Indianapolis Colts for years.
Probably has some talent.
So 1,200 yards on the season, 67 receptions, and 14 touchdowns. He's a game changer. I guess.
But you gotta get the ball to him.
Oh, that was the question I was going to ask you. A lot of people are always saying you go quarterback first. There's a lot of people that say go get the playmakers and then find the quarterback. I don't like that. I'm going quarterback all the time.
Right.
But if they decide to go wide receiver, this is the can't miss kid because they've whiffed on many selections with N'Keal Harry and Tyquan Thornton in the second round.
Yeah, Parker
they haven't got it right.
sucks.
But this kid's at the top of the heap. He's a can't miss guy. They could also go with the left tackle from Penn State. As they say, that kid's a can't-miss prospect also. I'm still looking quarterback, and I'm looking Drake May from North Carolina.
Good, so you're not going with a guy that cries.
I'm sour on Caleb Williams. I think, you and I have talked about Lonzo Ball's father a little bit. I think Caleb's got a little bit of with his dad in that situation.
Oh.
They've made comments about wanting to have a piece of the franchise if they get drafted. It's like you're balling on the sidelines. Your team, you lost 4 in a row. You shanked the rest of the season.
You said shank. I do have a question. What if we didn't know? Maybe the reason he was crying was because his grandfather just died.
Okay, I respect that, and I
don't know, but I'm just saying.
So you don't know that you don't know that his grandpa bought the farm. You're just assuming. Oh no,
I'm just making. Maybe that's why he was so emotional.
No,
Not because he lost the game like a little crying brat.
I'm looking at the tail of the tape here. Numbers are fine. 3,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions on the season. The junior quarterback, who was obviously the Heisman Trophy winner last year, only 6'1", 215. I don't love the size there, so I think I'm out on Caleb right now.
Okay.
And I'm kind of a little high on Drake May from North Carolina.
Right.
6'4", 230. He's got all the measurables that I like in a quarterback. 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's only a sophomore, 3,600 yards. I like the measurables. A lot of people say that he played poorly late in games this season. And don't forget, the ACC was a little bit down. You saw that with the pairing of the teams for the college football playoff. I don't know if you saw this last week, but Florida State was
they're 13-0.
13-0, and they were left out because their quarterback got hurt. Well, they should be penalized because the quarterback. They still won all their games.
They also said that their schedule wasn't as tough.
Well, that's my point. So Drake May plays in the ACC with teams. Clemson's down now. You've got Miami's in there. There's a lot of weaker teams now. So Drake May's not playing against the la creme of the creme. Caleb Williams is playing in the Pac-10 against a lot of good teams. Washington, they got the kid Michael Penix Jr., the lefty, who could be a top 5 pick. I'm not high on him either, but Drake May's the guy I'm saying. But of course, I'm still looking wide receiver, and of course, a lot of people look at the Patriots and say they need offensive line help. It's a little bit much to say I'm going to go number 1 pick with a left tackle.
No,
or even if they've got number 2 to go left tackle.
Well, anything offensive, I think if Bill Belichick's the coach is a gamble because I don't think he'll be like, defense is everything.
Well, I had a text the other day, and I know you told me off air about Nick from the soccer show talking about how if the Pats run the table, they still got a shot.
Yeah.
Nick, totally delusional. You're a solid guy, but get over it, okay? It's not happening. But I have a loyal listener.
They just have to beat the Steelers. Right. The Chiefs,
and
the
hope
Broncos.
that 9 teams lose out. I got it. Okay, I got a loyal listener, Frank Rebezza, who bought a hoodie. Okay,
oh, thank you, Frank.
And I just want to let you know he's another one of those positive guys. He texted me the other day, and he believes that the defense is fine because he sees how they played the last 3 weeks. Giving up 10 or less points and 0-3 because the offense can't do anything. He's saying defense is fine. You get Judon and Gonzalez back. He's making it sound real easy. You go out, you get a quarterback and a couple of receivers, and you're okay. I mean, it's so much easier said than done. They have no playmakers on offense. They need a line. He's saying that they're not that far off. I'm saying that this roster needs to be gutted and started from scratch. And I'm talking head coach, all the way around.
No, I think we should be completely fresh, start anew.
Yeah.
And
but those are just a few names I wanted to throw out initially because now you guys, don't forget as you got the Senior
Bowl. But you
Bowl.
said May was a sophomore. Is that good?
Yeah, you have to play at least 2 years. I'm okay with taking him early, 6'4", 230. I'm all about Drake May right now.
Okay.
So maybe I changed my mind. I remember his brother was a power forward on the North Carolina basketball team a few years ago, Luke May, solid ball player. So there's good genes there in the family.
Seriously, that's incredible.
Yeah, I like this kid. He can throw the ball, and I just think Williams is just a little bit of baggage there, and I didn't like the whole comment about with the father and wanting ownership of part of the team, and you're not that good.
Well, you think
you're
like
good, you're
Michael Jordan. You think you should whatever.
He's not MJ. So.
No, who is?
Yeah, but if they decide to go receiver, I was just wondering to get your take, what you would think about, possibly taking a shot. Because the alternative, if you go Harrison at 2, say they have number 2 pick, Harrison will probably be there. You go Harrison, now you're saying, and I agree with you, well, who's throwing him the ball?
Right.
Well, now you go on the veteran market and you go, you take a shot
Kirk Cousins,
you go
maybe?
get a Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
You trade for a Sam Howell if Washington goes quarterback. There's other ways you could go to
Do you
bridge
like
it.
Sam Howell?
No, but I'm
All
just
right.
saying there's got to be someone's got to play the position. I mean, you've seen this year with all the quarterbacks getting hurt. You
I
got
know.
Joe Flacco starting off the practice squad.
It's a terrible football season.
You got teams recycling guys. We'll get into it. You got Zach Wilson back in there. The Jets just keep going to the well. They cut your boy Boyle. He got chopped.
He has a lot of boils. Yeah,
that's
he wasn't in good shape for that one. But hey, Aaron Rodgers was on the field. He had a jersey on.
The moral of the story is, the quarterback position. It's a unique position. It's a very important position, and obviously, without help at the quarterback position, you can't win in this league.
Right. So I mean.
I still say
I
you go.
understand your
Jess,
veteran.
I still say you go quarterback,
Right.
and I mean, I may change my mind as I start to look at some of the draft. And Mel Kiper does it better than anybody, but I could start looking at some of the guys. I just wanted to throw a few names at you. They're saying the left tackle from Penn State is amazing. He's elite, but I'm just not going left tackle.
That's not sexy.
It's not about that. It's about putting your team together, and if you got to protect that left side. Now, if you go with left,
I say get the wide receiver and then wait until you get a quarterback that you really like. So who cares if who's ever throwing
also,
to him
if you go left tackle, obviously it's usually a right-handed quarterback, so it would protect his blind side.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they go with the kid from Washington, the kid Michael Penix Jr., he's a lefty, so that would be his strong side. So there's a lot of different variables. We'll see how this all plays out. But right now, I don't think it's too early to talk about the Patriots at 2-10 about being a top 3, pick in this draft.
Yeah. Well, at least that'll be something to look forward to. None of their games are. All right. So we're gonna go through the week. You ready to pick our games?
I am.
Straight up. All right, Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Atlanta, the spread has been going back and forth. At this point, which, by the way, it's Thursday, December 7th, we're taping right now. At this point, Atlanta is just giving Tampa Bay 1. So it literally is like an even-Steven game.
Yeah, and I told you I'm tired of Atlanta because they're just going to keep burning me. Look at all these teams in the draft. They're going to have high draft picks. Atlanta is 6-6 and in first place in their division.
Wow, that's sad.
Mayfield found a way to, I guess, barely beat Carolina the other day, but he did win. I'm gonna get burnt again, but I'm gonna take Atlanta here at home. They find a way and they burn me no matter what, so they'll probably lose. But I'm gonna take the Falcons. I don't like Ritter, but I keep saying that, and they're 6-6, and they're relevant.
Detroit at Chicago. Chicago only getting 3. I'm going Detroit, obviously.
Yeah, Detroit did bounce back. Goff took care of the football. St. Brown touchdown. Of course, they got the kid Jameis Williams back, but they run the ball really well. So I like Detroit even on the road in this game. Back-to-back road wins for the Lions.
Indy at Cincy. Cincinnati pulling off a big win. I didn't expect that against Jacksonville. And it doesn't matter that what's his name got hurt because they were looking solid the entire game. So I don't know. How I
agree with you, but let me give a little credit to Indianapolis coach Shane Steichen. He comes over, 37-year-old coach, first season, leaves Philadelphia to get his first head coaching job, and they're quietly in the playoff hunt. I really like what they're doing. I do agree with you. That Cincinnati Monday night game, I mean, when Lawrence got hurt, it was a game changer for Jacksonville. But Jake Browning comes out of nowhere. I remember him at Washington. He was great in college, but he's been on practice squads, and they said that he spent a lot of his paychecks to hire personal trainers, just to get to a point where he can just be a backup in the NFL.
Wow.
He gets his ticket called, and all of a sudden it's his time to shine. And I'll give head coach head coach a lot of credit for letting him throw the football in this game.
He started it.
Taking the
right
the training.
Chase.
He wasn't like check downs. He was letting them air it out.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, he let him do his thing.
Right.
So I give them a lot of credit, and that was a nice win for Cincinnati. I am going to take them in this game. I think that they're a bleak hope for the playoffs, but they're not done yet.
All right, then that's an even game, by the way. That's straight up. Jacksonville at Cleveland. Cleveland giving Jacksonville 3. Well, I mean, do we know the status? I mean, keep in mind this a couple days out, and it's a high ankle sprain for Trevor Lawrence.
I know he looked like I guess he was adamant about not using crutches, and he wanted to act like he was strong and tough, and he is.
Not like Mac Jones.
Not like Mr. Flonase. But no, I gotta say, if they go with C.J. Beathard, and you saw him late in the game for Jacksonville,
yeah, forget it.
I think that they're in trouble, and I think Cleveland bounces back at home, even with Flacco at quarterback. I'll take Cleveland with their defense in this one to win that.
Yeah,
one.
right. So you got Carolina at New Orleans. New Orleans giving them 5. What is Carr gonna play? I don't even know at this point.
Regardless of whether he plays or not, they're laying 5, and whether it's Taysom Hill or whether it's Jameis Winston,
right.
or a combination of the two, or it's Hill. Carr. Carolina, we're rooting for them because we're talking, draft picks for the Patriots, but I don't see the interim coach getting his first W in this one. I'll take New Orleans, even though they've been another team that kind of burns me.
Yeah, they certainly do. We got Houston at the Jets. Jets getting 3.5. Houston, obviously, they look great. I'm very pumped to watch them.
Yeah, and of course, C.J. Stroud, I started to go kind of against them, and then they won another football game. I think they're real, okay? They had the kid Collins, the rookie receiver, I think had 200 yards receiving.
It was
so
stupid.
He's finding
it was like
guys,
the first 2 quarters, not even the halftime.
9 receptions for 222 was terrific, and I just cannot believe it. I guess when you don't have options, but Zach Wilson's back at quarterback. Between Zach and Mac this year, I don't think there's 2 worse quarterbacks in the NFL.
It's so bad.
But the Jets are just, I don't want to hear about Aaron Rodgers coming back. Jets are at home in this one.
I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Even if New York wins this game, I can't bring myself to say New York in this one. I'll take Houston. Whether they lose or not, I like them, and I'm rooting for them.
Houston's not going to lose. We got the Rams at Baltimore. Baltimore giving them 7. I mean, Baltimore, did they have a bye week last week? I don't remember seeing them.
I believe they did.
Yeah,
and I also believe that they win this one pretty sound in this one. But I just say the Rams haven't been playing that bad with Stafford, and the kid Nakura is still lighting it up the scoreboard. He's been killing it. So, but I think that they hit a wall in this one, and I'll take Baltimore at home.
We got Minnesota at Vegas. Vegas getting 3. I don't know how I feel about that one.
That's funny because I'm letting you pick this one because I got to be honest with you. 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Football, Joshua Dobbs, they weren't showing much footage of his father this time, okay?
Mm-hmm.
As he had
highlights on that
As he had
one.
4 interceptions and a 13-12 loss to the Bears.
Yeah.
He hit the wall, but they don't have many options at quarterback right now, so he's back in there. Vegas with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback, they're home, and I think Antonio Pierce gets his team ready. Minnesota at 6-6 has some hope. This is a coin flip game. We could take Steve or
Minnesota or Raiders. Vikings or
I don't know. I'll go Minnesota.
Minnesota for Steve.
All right, Steve's off the milk carton after 2 weeks with no
seriously,
YouTube. So
and then he already replaced the camera, so I'm sure this is going to be great.
And we ask him for a pick, and we get, I don't know. Always be ready, Steve. Next guy up. Always be ready.
Texting his girlfriend. He doesn't care about us.
But content over here.
Is Justin Harrison back yet?
Justin Jefferson?
Jefferson, that's what I meant.
Every week they keep saying he's close, but they're going to need him in this game, so he's questionable, so
all
we'll
right.
see.
We got Seattle at San Fran. San Fran giving them 10.5.
I got to say, San Fran really laid the wood to Philly. Woo! I mean, McCaffrey.
I thought it was going to be close.
Purdy, 4 touchdowns. Debo Samuel was running over people. I still think Geno Smith in Seattle, they're competitive all the time. Other than that Baltimore game this year, they've been in every game.
Yeah.
They're playing for their playoff lives. I just don't see it here. It's a big spread. I like San Fran at home.
Definitely. We got Buffalo at Kansas City. The spread on this, Kansas City only giving them 1.5. Kansas City looked like garbage the other night. However, Buffalo hasn't been great either, but they're coming off a bye.
Man, Sean McDermott's, he's coaching for his life.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, that's, this is a tough one. They've had a lot of history with each other. Of course, Buffalo, I don't think Buffalo's ever got over that playoff game 2 years ago when they lost with like 13 seconds left. So they're going back to the scene of the crime, and this one's a real tough one. I just always pick Mahomes, but Buffalo, man, they're desperate. They need W's, but I don't know. This is really tough. I'll take KC. They're at home, and it's Patrick.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care. I know they finally lost the game with Swift in attendance.
I know.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. Well, 92 Pro FM's Taylor gating, by the way, because she could be at Gillette on December 17th. The Flex game.
The Flex game?
She loves Foxborough because that was one of her first shows ever.
Really?
So there's a relationship there. She may be at Foxborough on the 17th.
Tell you that?
Yeah, she texted me. We're close. Her birthday's coming up. Anyway, we got Denver at the Chargers. The Chargers giving Denver 3. Okay, they suck. So I'm going with Denver all day.
But I picked Denver last week, and I was disappointed.
Winners
of 5 straight, and they lost to Stroud late in the game.
I know, but that was a good game.
So you're going to go Denver, huh?
Yeah, because I hate the Chargers.
Boy, I'll
now.
tell you, the Chargers.
6 points against the
Chargers.
Patriots?
I mean, you should be embarrassed to walk out of Foxborough with 6 points.
That's disgusting.
And I got to be honest with you, I'm at the point now. I'm not even picking this game, but I'm going to tell you something about Justin Herbert. He's Drew Bledsoe 2.0. I think he's just a guy with a good arm that throws a pretty ball that just doesn't win.
Nope.
Just can't win. And I mean, that's not even fair to Drew Bledsoe, but I think Herbert's overrated.
And I'm not
Big
even
time.
a fan of Subway. Anyway, all right.
Doing
I'm going.
promotions here.
We got the Eagles at Dallas. Dallas giving the Eagles 3.5.
All right, so
I'm still going Philly on this. I
Okay,
think.
you're going to go Philly, and I'm probably going to get burnt, but I am going to go the other way in this one. I'm going to tell you why. Because I keep telling you that Dallas only wins the games they're supposed to win, and they never beat anybody out of the box. This game sets up for one of those games where they finally get the signature win. They're at home. Prescott's been lighting it up. They're running the ball with Pollard. C.D. Lamb, the receivers are stepping up. I got to figure this is the big one for Dallas. This is a game they got to have. And obviously for home field, Philly needs this game to keep the home field after getting whacked by San Fran at home last week. I think Hurts is a little banged up. I'm taking the Cowboys.
All right, very good. So then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, we got Tennessee at Miami. Miami giving them 13. I mean, that's Miami all day.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a big spread,
I
though.
mentioned Tyreek Hill last week, and I think he caught 2 more. So, I mean, I didn't, Tua is just like picking and popping to whoever he wants. It's Waddle.
Yep.
He's got the kid Akon back in the backfield, 2 more touchdowns after he was out a
Did
month
you say
and a half.
Akon?
Yeah, well, not Akon, the
Smack
performer.
that.
No, this is like
Smack that.
Achane, okay?
Different.
Oh, smack
Never met-
that? We're
that was-
smacking it?
That was,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, from Akon.
Yeah, that's what I said the other night, but whatever.
Bartender.
That
All
was-
right, one more game.
Whatever, that was mentioned
I
the
know.
other night.
I'm
anyway,
listen.
ignoring
I
me?
know. I just don't want people.
You're not writing
I don't
edits
want-
down, are you?
I don't want people finding out. All right, we got Green Bay at the Giants. The Giants getting 6.5. I'm obviously going Green Bay in this, but I don't know. Maybe New York with this. No, I'm going Green Bay.
DeVito still getting dinner in bed?
Yeah, seriously.
All right, I got to be honest with you. No, all joking aside, Jordan Love, and I told you, Green Bay needs to find out in these last few games. They want to still believe they can make the playoffs, but they were 3-6 a few weeks ago.
Right.
They're coming on now. And let me tell you something. He's playing really well for them, and I think that they at least have found out that he is the next quarterback.
They're not going to be looking for anybody.
I believe in Jordan Love, and you got Dobbs and Watson. The 2 receivers have been stepping up. I'm taking Green Bay on the road in this game. I love the way, no pun intended, I love the way Love's playing.
Cute. We'll just use that in our tagline.
It's off the
I love
cuff,
the way
too.
Love's playing. All right, let's get to Godson's Games of the Week.
Football. Godson's Games of the Week.
All right, he's going with 4 this week. He's taking Carolina, getting 5. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is Thursday, December 7th, so check the spreads because they might have changed. Carolina, getting 5. Tampa, at this point, getting 1. He's going with Baltimore, giving 7. And he's going with the Raiders at home, getting 3. Godson's Games of the Week. If you want to do a parlay, got Carolina getting 5, Tampa getting 1, Baltimore giving 7, and the Raiders getting 3. How do you feel about that?
Well, how I feel about Godson in general is the fact that, unfortunately, he comes out of the gates week 1 and rocks 5 for 5, so you only can go down from there.
Yes,
and unfortunately, he has, but I'm sensing a bounce-back week from him.
Yes, definitely.
I'm looking at 3 out of 4 from him right now. I like some of these picks. Baltimore giving 7. Okay, I mean, they're at home. Tampa, I don't really trust Mayfield and the Buccaneers, but again, they're playing Atlanta, who's been my kryptonite all year. Carolina 5. They could keep that one close. And the Raiders, that Vegas-Minnesota game, the way Dobbs played, that doesn't seem that far-fetched. So I like Godson's picks, and it's nice to see that he's staying the course here after a terrific debut a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's my godson, so he's on for life.
Oh, what, he picks no matter what, even if he shits it every week?
I don't care. That's my family. All right, we're gonna thank our sponsors, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk the NBA.
Keeping score with Jess and Dean the Dream, sponsored by
Prout Mechanical in Providence, a family-owned and operated business. They provide HVAC installations, replacements, and maintenance services. They also offer indoor quality services to make sure that your home remains healthy and safe. They have licensed and trained technicians to keep up with industry standards and technology. They're also an authorized Mitsubishi Electric Diamond Elite contractor, so they can provide the best heating and cooling solutions. So get in touch with them today. Visit ProutHVAC.com. That's ProutHVAC.com, or call them at 487-4343 for a free estimate. Generations Adult Day Health Center. Generations is a day facility in Smithfield that provides services to meet the needs of adults with disabilities and the elderly. Their staff provides a range of adult day health services, such as case management, nursing, healthcare, nutrition, and more. At Generations, you're taken care of with registered nurses, certified nursing assistants, and plenty of direct care support staff on the floors at all times. With nearly 30,000 square feet of space, the state-of-the-art facility includes an open dining room, spacious physical and occupational therapy suites, a fully equipped gym and exercise room, and a TV movie theater, just to name a few. To find out more, visit generationsri.com. That's generationsri.com.
Is this game, when you guys lose a game like this, national stakes, the only game, is it more upsetting? Are you pissed right now in terms of just like, because you guys kind of were outscored in the last 6 minutes because Halliburton was able to make 30-footers? I mean, is that just like, man, we got to be better? I mean, what's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, I want to go to Vegas. I ain't want to go home. I want to go to Vegas, so yeah, man. Next year, I guess.
How do you feel about that? Jason Tatum talking about going. By the way, he can go to Vegas anytime because he's rich. But I understand the point of wanting to win the in-season tournament. Is this the biggest thing? No, we want them to win it all at the end. I get that. But it also makes me think, do they choke a little bit when there's something on the line? Like, are these the guys that... I know you didn't have Porzingis, but there's something that tells me that these guys can't shut it down, and that's embarrassing because they are far and away better than the Pacers.
Yeah, you kind of stole my thunder a little bit because you pretty much summed it up. And I'm looking at this team and I'm saying, does it matter much to me? You know how I felt about it going in. No.
Right.
But it just goes to show if you wanted to win it, you didn't win. And obviously you played the Pacers. I mean, Rick Carlisle, I'm surprised at the style that his team plays. Rick Carlisle is an old school coach, came from the Celtics, the coaching tree there, and of course went on to coach Dallas. They're just hoisting up shots left and right, and the Celtics obliged by doing the same thing. Joe's just saying, let's shoot more threes. I just don't get it. And I don't care about Porzingis being out. Okay, you should be able to beat the Pacers, a team that you beat by 50 about a month and a half ago. Granted, Halliburton didn't play in this game. He's a terrific player.
But still, he's not 50 points.
No, 26 points the other night. He had a triple-double. He's a terrific player. But they're just running up and down. They have no inside presence other than Miles Turner down low. When he was out of the game, the Celtics were still hoisting up threes. They didn't go to the basket at all. I just don't understand it. Like, Joe's just playing a style. I don't know if he's stubborn, but I mean,
I think he's very stubborn.
I know the Celtics are not a big, huge team as far as size when Porzingis is not in there. But, like, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Jason Tatum. Drive the basket. You're just living and dying by the three. You're playing old-school Rick Pitino basketball back in the day. It doesn't work. You don't win NBA championships like that.
I don't understand why they take their foot off the gas. Like, third quarter, why can't they play a third quarter where they can get more points?
Well, it's funny you say that because they were saying the other night during the broadcast that it seems like numbers-wise, by the numbers, third quarter seems to be their kryptonite.
Yeah.
That seems to be the quarter where they just either lay down or they just don't play well in the third quarter.
They're too tired after halftime?
Well,
like, what are you doing?
That's a conditioning thing, and that's maybe not having a deep enough bench. I don't know. But without Porzingis in there, you're playing, the kid Delano Banton was playing the 6'9" point guard. They threw him into the mix, so they're a little bit short with the rotations. Hauser and Pritchard have been okay off the bench, but Horford's had to play more minutes when you got guys out.
Horford's too old. I love him. He's a good person to have. Maybe make him a coach. He's too old.
Yeah, but there is a sign here, Justin. Like, obviously, you're still trying to win this tournament. It doesn't mean a lot to me, but obviously it still meant something. And everybody's saying the reviews have been great on this tournament. People have been into it. So, obviously, you didn't even make it to Vegas. So, that's disheartening.
It is.
Already is a little blemish on the season already.
Yeah, and you know what they're saying? Tatum, there's something going on with him. I mean, I get it. He's the leader of the team. He scored, I think, 30-something points in that game. But his turnovers are worse than Jaylen Brown. And his free throw percentage, not great either. Like, normally he's in the 80s and he's not. So he did bulk up. I don't know if that threw something off with him. But the fact that this was a freebie. This was like hey, this is what's going to come and this is what you want. You want to win it. And you're the best team, and yes, you can't even go to Vegas.
Is this a sign that already you're saying to yourself, if they can't win this little in-season tournament
right,
that we don't even
pressure.
really care about, but like, I mean, obviously, if it matters to anybody, then how are they going to win in June to win the whole thing if they can't win an in-season tournament versus the Pacers to get to Vegas? So it's a little perplexing.
But I'm going to do a little switcheroo on you, and maybe we think of it like this. Okay. Say they won the in-season tournament, and then they lost the NBA Finals. People would say, like, well, you don't want to win the in-season tournament because that's bad luck. See what they did? They ruined it, and they wasted their win on that crap when they should win. But if they don't win it all, then they just
Well, this is the whole Bruins thing last year. Light it up during the season, losing the playoffs. Like maybe now we reverse the roles, but even though they're playing great again during the regular season.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. But it is. I'm not happy about it. But again, I'm not worried that they didn't win the in-season tournament.
No.
I just don't like the optics of it. It's
right.
you know.
I would have
liked to see them at least get to Vegas and see what happens.
I know.
I guess the teams left. You got the Lakers are in there. Zion's in there with New Orleans.
He's still playing.
He's still playing.
I'm so proud of that boy.
Yeah, he's permanently
Good
he's off the milk carton, at least for now.
But keep in mind, it is Thursday, so who knows?
Oh, wow. It's not even the weekend yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Even though it's really Sunday.
Yes, it's really Sunday. Like, if you're driving in the car right now, it is still Sunday, but what I'm saying is the show's been taped. Is there anyone else you want to talk about NBA-wise? Who's looking good? Who's some tough competition for us?
Well, the Minnesota Timberwolves out west have been great this year with Gobert and Towns and Anthony Edwards, who's an absolute stud. He's an emerging star. Like I said, the Pacers have been a surprise this year in the Rick Carlisle. The Celtics didn't lose to a bum team, but they just lost to a few guys. Looked like the kid Aaron Nesmith, who the Celtics gave up on. He had a good game off the bench. Celtics were letting guys just do whatever they want, impose their will. The Celtics looked a little soft on defense. One note, though, the Bulls. Zach LaVine's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks with a foot injury, and the reason why I mentioned him is obviously the Bulls at 8-14. I don't want to say they're in sell mode, but LaVine's been linked to the Los Angeles Lakers for a while, so you're not going to see anything here. He's averaging 21 points a game, but with a foot injury, you won't see him on the move right now. So everything's sort of status quo there. And of course, back to the Celtics at 15-5. They are 9-0 at home. Played the Knicks on Friday, so there's still a lot of games to be played, and the Celtics will be okay. But that's pretty much the NBA wrap.
And I don't have any audio from it. Did you happen to check out the Lakers game with the old coach of the Celtics? What's his name?
Doc Rivers?
No. The other one that just got fired because he was having sex with everybody.
Oh, I mean Udoka. Yeah,
Udoka.
All right, so someone sent that to me and I couldn't open it. I know I'm limited technically, but I guess there's history between them. They teed up Udoka and threw him out of the game.
Yes.
What's the history?
Well, what happened is LeBron was complaining, talking about someone traveling, and he was, we'll say, complaining. Anyway, Udoka said, "Stop being a little B," and he's like, "That's disrespectful. Don't call anyone a B." And so then they were just going back and forth. And Udoka said something like, "What are you going to do about it?" or whatever it was. And it was in front of, I think he said, he said the butt thing.
Yeah.
And so then he got kicked out. And then I think LeBron got a tech as well. No?
So why did LeBron get a tech and Udoka got the gate?
Yeah.
Because LeBron,
where's the money?
You're right. So the refs are not going to throw LeBron out of the game.
No, of course not. That's what people are paying their money to go see.
I got to give Udoka credit. He didn't back down to LeBron though, huh?
Right. No,
okay.
It's just.
But I heard there's history between them. They don't like each other.
Well, maybe he went after his wife. We don't know. Anyway.
Nia Long back in the mix again? Haven't mentioned her in a while.
I know. Well, you must be busy. You don't need to mention Nia Long.
Had a good run.
Yeah. Do you want to talk anything else, NBA?
NBA's history.
All right, so let's thank our sponsor, Second Time Around Sports. From beginners to professionals, they custom hockey and figure skates. They also have skate sharpening daily, where you can, if you don't have the time, you just want to drop off the skates, they're fully equipped. You can do that, or you can just wait and shop. It's a pretty cool thing just to see them sharpen the skate in store. Both stores are fully stocked with every sport. We're talking hockey, soccer, football, always golf, and it's cold outside. Winter weather season is here. So ski and snowboarding, they got you. They got skis, they got snowboards, they have goggles, boots, gloves, ski poles, and more. They have all new and used, but if you want to get something new, you can visit them online. Maybe you don't feel like leaving the house. Everysportforless.com. That's everysportforless.com. They're stocked with only new items on their website. 2 locations, Cranston and in Wakefield. You can follow them on social media, the number 2X Around Sports. We're talking Second Time Around Sports in Wakefield and in Cranston. All right, a lot of baseball news.
This is one of those things where when you're the guy that gets traded from one of these teams to the other, it's definitely shocking. I think Alex knew he was probably getting moved, but when you hear the Yankees, I guarantee he was shocked. It's just something you don't see, and now he's going to go out there with a chip on his shoulder when they square off next year. I mean, you can't help it. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
And the Yankees have been looking for a left-handed hitting outfielder for the last year. Verdugo really fits. Plus, the Red Sox have 3 other left-handed hitting outfielders. And also, when Verdugo had a little dust up with Alex Cora, we kind of knew chances going to move on. The question now is, are the Yankees going to keep him, or are they going to add him into a deal and try to get Juan Soto from the Padres?
Well, all right, so we already got some updates on that, obviously. As a Yankee fan, I don't mind Doogie. I'm kind of excited. I know he's a punk, but I think that works with us.
Do you remember a couple of years ago he had a problem with the fans in New York? They were throwing stuff at him in left field, and he was cussing them back. So, all right, so now he's in the mix. And, of course, Tim Kirchin, who reports it like no other, he was correct on the second part, the Juan Soto, which, of course, the Verdugo thing is huge, but the Soto thing trumps all.
Oh, of course.
You just acquired a generational type player, and I thought maybe Verdugo would go to the Yankees and get flipped to San Diego to bring Soto over, but that didn't happen. This was
they don't want him.
We'll get back to Verdugo in a minute, but Juan Soto is the big move here.
Okay.
A 7-player blockbuster deal. He goes from San Diego to New York, and don't forget, the Yankees are taking a chance here. He's in the last year of his contract. It's only a good deal if you either win the World Series next year or if you re-sign him. This is a generational type player, Jess. 25 years old. Only hit 275 last year, but 35 homers and 109 RBIs, and an on-base percentage over 400 and OPS over 400. The guy is like, he's the guy that they always say, like the Ted Williams thing where you can see the seams on the ball. Stop it. All right? Nobody sees the seams on the ball when the guy's throwing 101.
Well, you wear glasses. Maybe they do.
Oh, that's aggressive right there. But this kid is terrific. Not the best outfielder in the world. So now you bring him over. The question for me, Jess, and for you as a Yankee fan, is obviously it's a good problem to have, but like center field's going to be tough because now you're going to move Judge to center because Soto's a little weak with the glove.
Okay.
Verdugo's more of a corner guy. So now you bring in Verdugo to play probably right, Soto to play left, or vice versa. Judge is going to have to swing over to center. The most games he's ever played in center field in a season is 78 games. So there's a wear and tear on the body. He's a big guy. That's a lot
He's
to
running
ask.
through walls,
yes.
hurting his feet.
So in the deal, the Yankees did give 4 pitches to San Diego, but in return with Soto, they did get center fielder Trent Grisham.
Okay.
So Grisham's going to be like the 4th outfield, and of course Stanton will be DHing. So they got that mix still going. Okay, so the Yankees going to have to figure it out, but they definitely needed an upgrade. They bring in 2 left-handed hitters and one who's an absolute superstar who's going to command. Obviously, turned down $400 million when he was with the Nationals, and helped the Nationals win the World Series in 2019 at the age of 19. Juan Soto is a tremendous ball player, and the Yankees they made the big splash of the off season and of the winter meetings, which just wrapped up. It was a huge move. Of course, overshadows the Verdugo move to the Yankees, which just is a nice piece. It's a nice pot to add to your team. And of course, he was right. Kirkchin and all the experts said the Yankees and the Red Sox don't trade much.
They really didn't like Doogie.
I got to believe that Craig Breslow, in his first season as Red Sox GM, this already smells of Chaim Bloom Jr. here because he's going and he gets three minor league arms in return like
Dick Fitz.
Yeah, Dick Fitz. Yeah, he's a real key component to the next great Red Sox team. Okay, but
I'm going to be an adult about it. His name is Richard Fitz. Dick Fitz. All right, go ahead.
That's what. All right. So This shows to me that Alex Cora has more power than we believe because I think Cora said, "I've had enough with Verdugo. Get him out of here." And if they thought enough of Verdugo that he could burn them, they wouldn't trade him to the Yankees in the division. They could have went to 30 other teams and got probably the same value. They got 3 minor league relievers back for him. One guy, the kid,
and one being Dick Fitz.
The kid Weissett, they said could help the team. He could be a bullpen arm for the Red Sox. But so it's interesting to see where Verdugo, who I think hit 264 last year with 13 homers and 54 RBIs.
He seemed very
64
clutch
RBIs.
to me.
He got some big hits. You always said it didn't seem like he was afraid of the moment. A lot of clutch hits, but he was benched a couple of times by Cora. So obviously, I think his tenure is over in Boston. And of course, I think the Red Sox hung on to him a little bit longer than they should have because they felt like he was the centerpiece in the Mookie Betts deal. You lost the deal. Just end it. Just move on from it. And it looks like the Red Sox have finally done that by trading him to the Yankees.
How do you feel about this move? Did you care? Did you have any?
No, Doogie. I don't feel like he's a guy that I'm not going to miss. I mean, he was a top prospect for the Dodgers. He had some baggage when he came over in the deal. I just think the Red Sox, had to move on from him. And of course, seeing him go in the same division, he's not a guy that I'm going to feel like is going to burn the Red Sox going forward.
Okay. And they said, I think it was only 7 other times that the Red Sox and Yankees
Yes.
kind of did a trade like this?
Going back to like 1969, they've had some little small deals here and there. I mean, Sparky Lyle, there's been some deals in the past, but they primarily don't like to trade with each other. Probably just because they don't like each other and the rivalry and all that.
Right.
But the Yankees didn't get off easy here. They they take a chance on Soto. They better re-sign him because they gave up 4 arms in this deal, okay? And of course, former Hendrick.
Was one Dick Fitz?
Former Hendrick and standout Michael King was in the deal, okay?
No!
So Michael King goes over to San Diego. You got to give up to get, okay? You don't get it. You don't get him for free. Well, they're not going to keep.
He did good.
They're not going to keep him because he pitched in Warwick, okay? So I'm just saying, no, King's legit.
He did.
28 years old, and Jess he's one of the top relievers in baseball.
Yeah, I know.
But down the stretch, they had him starting in the rotation.
I know.
11 starts down the stretch and a 1.88 ERA. The Yankees were reluctant to give him up, but you got to give up to get. He was a centerpiece of the deal, okay? So that they had to give up. And look out for the name Drew Thorpe. You may not see him next year, but San Diego gets him. He was the 2023 minor league pitcher of the year in the Yankee system along different stops, AA, AAA. His name's Drew Thorpe, 14-2 with an ERA under 3. So the Yankees had to give, and then they gave up the kid Vasquez, and they gave up the kid Brito, who came up with the Yankees last year. They're like back of the rotation guys. So San Diego gets to shed some payroll.
Yep.
And bring in 4 guys that are under control financially, so because you saw what San Diego did a few years ago, all in with Bogarts and Soto and Tatis and Machado, and they won nothing. So now they're trying to trim some payroll. They bring in some younger guys. King's going to be in that rotation for San Diego. I really like Michael King a lot. Get out of Hendrick, and it's he's starting. And of course, he loved pitching for the Yankees.
I know.
But he's going to go on the West Coast and get a chance to really be an integral part of that San Diego ball club.
He was he was just too good. That was the problem. That they would have glossed right over him if he wasn't that good.
Well, it just tells you a guy like Soto, you got to give up to get, and he's a tremendous player. And again, San Diego could have got more, but the problem was he's in his last year of his contract, so you're going to lose him probably anyways. A lot of Yankees are taking a chance. They usually go for the immediate re-sign, but they probably maybe just let it play out. And the Yankees have the money. If they want to keep him, they'll keep him.
You know what was weird? I actually had to look up if Boone was still with the Yankees, and I am shocked that he is.
Yeah.
Why?
I told you he should have been canned after the Astros series 2 years ago, and he's still there. I don't know.
That makes no sense to me. I really hope the Bill Belichick. I hope that isn't the same situation that we're going to be in.
No, it's interesting, but of course the winter meetings wrap up, and the Yankees make the big splash. Verdugo, okay, but they get Juan Soto, so they definitely needed offense and two left-handed bats that are really going to help the Yankees. So good deal for the Yankees.
All right, is there anything else in MLB news that you want to talk about before we?
The Orioles, winners of 101 games last year, they need some help in the bullpen. Felix Bautista, their closer, he's out for all of next year. They signed Craig Kimbrell late of the Philadelphia Phillies to a 1-year, $13 million deal. Kimbrell's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, Jess, but he also gave up 2 of those games for Philly in that NLCS. Phillies could have been in the World Series if Kimbrell gave up a couple of games there.
Poor timing on that.
He's on the back 9, but the Orioles think he still has something left. They give him a 1-year deal. And former Red Sox left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez signs a 4-year, $80 million deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks need left-handed pitching, 13-9 with a 3.30 ERA. He opted out of his contract with the Detroit Tigers and signs with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So obviously we're still going to find out in the next week where Ohtani's going to go, where the right-handed pitcher Yamamoto's going to go. There's still a couple of names out there, and of course Soto's the big splash here. The Giants have a ton of money to spend. They have that money from Judge last year that they tried to spend and trying to get Correa and all that. So they're eager to make a splash. We'll see how it all plays out. Maybe Ohtani lands there.
And Ohtani, no shot for the Red Sox now, right?
Absolutely no shot. They're talking Blue Jays kind of slid in there. And
I know.
They're saying there's a
mystery. Who wants to play for the Blue Jays?
They're saying there's a mystery team in there, and the Blue Jays.
I thought it was Dodgers, no?
Dodgers are sort of like the favorite.
Yeah.
You get Dodgers, and then you've got like Giants, and then you've got Blue Jays sliding in there with the Cubs possibly.
Terrible logo.
Look for we're doing logos.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, we want to talk about a good logo. We got that.
We nailed it.
The Blue Jays, not great.
Look out for Cody Bellinger, late of the Chicago Cubs. They should try to re-sign him back. He had a great year. I think he fits there to just stay, but there's still some big names out in the free agent market.
All right, that's
exciting. Of course, you saw
stuff.
the Soto thing was a big trade.
I know. I'm very excited about that. Hopefully it pans out.
You're going to love him. He's terrific.
If it doesn't, then Boone needs to go. Forget it. They don't win this year, or even in the playoffs, it's going to be a huge disappointment.
This is a guy who leads the league in walks almost every year, Jess. He's going to torture pitches. You're going to see a lot of these starting pitches go less into games, or not as deep, because he's putting up 10 pitch at bats. It's going to be refreshing.
Curveballs.
Oh, it always comes out.
Well, it is baseball.
Oh, wow.
All right, we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. You good?
Right. Yeah.
Keeping score with Jess and Dean the Dream, sponsored by
Generations Adult Day Health Center. Generations is a day facility in Smithfield that provides services to meet the needs of adults with disabilities and the elderly. Their staff provides a range of adult day health services, such as case management, nursing, healthcare, nutrition, and more. At Generations, you're taken care of with registered nurses, certified nursing assistants, and plenty of direct care support staff on the floors at all times. With nearly 30,000 square feet of space, the state-of-the-art facility includes an open dining room, spacious physical and occupational therapy suites, a fully equipped gym and exercise room, and a TV movie theater, just to name a few. To find out more, visit generationsri.com. That's generationsri.com. Prout Mechanical in Providence, a family-owned and operated business. They provide HVAC installations, replacements, and maintenance services. They also offer indoor quality services to make sure that your home remains healthy and safe. They have licensed and trained technicians to keep up with industry standards and technology. They're also an authorized Mitsubishi Electric Diamond Elite contractor, so they can provide the best heating and cooling solutions. So get in touch with them today. Visit ProutHVAC.com. That's ProutHVAC.com, or call them at 487-4343 for a free estimate. Second time around sports with 2 locations in Cranston and in Wakefield. You know they got everything you need, every sport. They are ready for you, and obviously a lot of people skating. It's getting cold outside. So if you want to play hockey, you have those figure skates, you want them sharpened, they got you taken care of. Now, they have every sport, as I mentioned, in both locations, but both stores are unique. They have huge golf sections, and the Wakefield location has a golf simulator and shooting room for hockey. And as I mentioned before, Dean, just check out the video if you want to see how he's a good hitter. Second time has been open since 1992, and they have baseball. They restring the gloves, lacrosse heads, as I said, sharpen skates, and re-grip golf clubs, which maybe if you're going, you can bring your own golf clubs, by the way, to Top Golf. So if you want to stop by Second Time Around Sports, new and used. And if you want new stuff, everysportforless.com. See what they have in store at social media, the number 2X Around Sports. We're going to go to hockey. All right, I don't have any clips of hockey. All I know is that Bruins pretty solid.
I mean, 17-4. Over the weekend, you saw Marchand get an overtime winning goal versus the Leafs, and then followed that up versus the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team that they lost to a couple of weeks ago, with a natural hat trick.
Yeah.
They were down 1-0 going into the third period, and he lights the lamp 3 times.
What did you say? A natural hat trick?
Natural hat trick. It's like just like one after another, like boom, boom, boom. Like one, you got to do it 1, 2, 3, like right after.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no goals in between.
Natural.
It's just natural hat trick.
Do you like everything natural, Dean?
No.
Okay.
Chuckle from Steve. Steve's off the milk carton after a couple of weeks off.
He's like, I'm paying attention now.
He was in New York.
He was at Kiss.
He's off the cotton right now. One other, Bruins are fine. Obviously, 17-4, tops in their division and tops in the NHL right now. One NHL note: 35-year-old winger Patrick Kane. He made his Detroit debut the other night. They're 14-7 in their division. The 16-year vet is a 3-time Stanley Cup winner with Chicago. He did play at the end of last season, I believe, with the Rangers. So Kane, sort of at the end of his career, but he definitely can help the Detroit Red Wings. So that's what I've got for hockey.
Yeah, all right. I feel bad. I never have anything to interject for hockey, but I didn't know what
I want to say, coming out of the break, now obviously we had a little, we had a nice little break for the sponsors.
Yes.
And you and I have great chemistry, but I guess I was asking you were saying 5 seconds. I was asking you how much time we had left in the show. But that's okay.
How much time we have in the show? 13 minutes.
Oh, no. So I just wanted you to know that that's what I was angling for.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Proud Mechanical, and then I'm just like, I don't know.
And then it looked like at one point you were like giving me sign language. I don't know. You were like, I don't know what was going on. I was like, handsy.
Then I was going like.
Oh, all right. Okay.
We got 10-5, whatever. Anyway, it goes 10-9, but I just go 10-5 because who has all that time for
10-5?
Yeah, 10-5 or 10-4, whatever. It doesn't matter.
10-4 and out.
About to have the wheels fall off. Birthdays.
All right.
Who do we have for Sunday, December 10th?
All right. So Mark Aguirre is 64. DePaul University in the NCAA for college basketball, one of the gifted scorers of all time, a 2-time NBA champ, started his career with the Dallas Mavericks, got traded to the Detroit Pistons. right before they won those 2 championships, he went straight up for Adrian Dantley and did win 2 championships with the Bad Boys and the Pistons. He was in that starting fight with Dumas and Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, bad.
Beer and
the
all
shortest
those guys.
shorts in America.
Rodman and Sally off the bench.
I thought you said Mark McGuire, by the way. So that's why I'm just like, Bash Brothers. Yeah, Oakland
No,
A's.
this is Aguirre. A-G.
I know. Well, now I figured it out when you were talking
And even
basketball.
with Aguirre, there's no W in there. It's Aguirre with a U.
Oh, okay.
Mark Aguirre.
Thank you.
One of the
so
gifted,
much.
one of the gifted scorers of his generation.
Well,
okay.
okay.
I've got one local, not local, but one current player in the NFL, unfortunately hurt, but looked like he was very happy on the bench to see his team win the other night. Is Joe Burrow is 27. Okay, you saw him really rooting for Jake Browning.
He did, Joe
with that wrist, he was doing his job to try to keep him in the game, and he's going to do everything he can to help him. I mean, the accolades here: Burrow's 2019 Heisman Trophy winner, won the national championship in 2020 at LSU. They ran the table, and of course, he was 2 minutes away from a Super Bowl championship when they lost to the Rams a couple of years ago. Joe Burrow is 27.
Oh my God, he's a baby.
We're going to go over to the other side now. One chef, legendary chef, Bobby Flay is 59.
My friend Nick Raybar competed against him in a cooking competition. And I think Bobby only won because, well, the show is called Beat Bobby Flay.
Okay, so obviously you know I'm going to tie it into one of my binge shows. Okay, he was married 3 times. He gave it a bid. All right, repeatedly.
Will you be married 3 times?
I will not be married twice. Okay, so I'm just letting you know that. But he was married to
What if it's Nia Long? And she's like, Dean, put a ring on it. You're not going to say no to her.
Okay.
All right, very good. There we go. That was easy. 50 minutes in.
So Stephanie Mach is his ex-wife. He's married 3 times. She's the blonde girl that was Alexandra Cabot on Law and Order SVU. She was one of the lawyers, one of the district attorneys.
Wait, with the glasses?
Yeah, blonde girl.
I like her. She kind of has a lower voice.
She has that Macaulay Culkin look too. That little blonde look, that kind of like the features. I'm just saying, if you saw a picture of her, she's all right.
She kind of tall. Like
yeah,
she's like
tall blonde.
Yeah. I know who she is. I was gonna make fun of you, but
she was
I
married
actually
to
know.
Flay for 10 years.
Yes.
2005 to 2015. It's
Wow.
amazing. I'm looking at you saying that, and I don't have it in front of me, but I know that.
Well,
It's
of
sick.
course you do, because
but usually it's sports stats, not like who was married.
Well, you like stats.
I mean, I was 06 to 09. What are we doing
What
here?
are you doing? 3 years.
Wow.
What was your batting
We
average?
had a good hour.
Anyway, yeah,
we had a good run. Wow. All right, Michael Clark Duncan. I know. 1957 to 2012, he passed away. The actor was, of course, known as John Coffey in The Green Mile.
The Green Mile. I meant to say Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and ironically, because I didn't have a lot of names today, I tied one into entertainment, and it's ironic that The Green Mile was released today in 1999. So I tied it all in, and I will say this, because we're taping on December 7th, I'm cheating a little bit. My idol, Larry Bird's birthday today.
Oh,
of course,
it is
my idol
today, December 7th.
Yep.
Yes.
And of course, I'm going to cheat. Yesterday, if we pretend that it's the 10th, December 9th, one of our loyal listeners and merch purchaser, Droops. And I'm going to bag him. He's 52.
Oh, he looks great.
Yeah, Droops is solid.
If he looks anything like you, he looks great.
Droops has been texting me like periodically about like jersey numbers because he knows like I have an illness.
Yes.
So he keeps telling me like these jersey numbers, and he's like, I gotta go to sleep now. You're not normal. He's like, and he wants.
Well, he texts like 8.
And I don't appreciate it. Like he wants answers like right away because I think he thinks I'm gonna go Google it. Like there's no cheating here. Like it's in the.
Well, you could be working as well.
Well, true, but like if I get right, that's true.
You know,
so.
like,
So those are my
those
are my birthdays for December 7th, December 9th, and December 10th.
And once again, we're taping on December 7th. Yeah. Anyway, we're a whole hot mess. Let's do some local stuff. Let's talk about some PC.
Tough game, for our group. Didn't play well in many areas. I thought Oklahoma did. Really good team, really well-coached team, really good, talented players that play hard. They have a good spirit. We didn't play well. And Oklahoma probably had a lot to do with it. But, we had our chances. I went on a run there, start the second half, took the lead, didn't play well thereafter. A lot of thoughts and pictures in my mind, but we'll know more once I watch the game.
Well, here's the thing. The game was it started very slow. I think it was Oklahoma was up 12-0. Then Carter decided to be the only person to score on the team. So then he kept him in at halftime. Wasn't that bad. I think we were up at halftime or down by 1 or 2 or
down,
something.
but like early in the second half, Oduro hit a little baby hook on the baseline. And PC actually went up like 39-38 or something. It was close, and then PC just hit a wall and get blown out by 21.
Yeah, I mean, it just made it. It was kind of you knew it was going to happen, and once then the wheels fell off, and then it was tough. It was tough to watch.
And of course, the Friars dropped to 7-2. This would have been a nice win, but it's not a devastating loss. Oklahoma's got a nice ball club, and I'm going to talk about them in a little bit in a second. But I'm a little disappointed. I mean, win or lose, I have no problem with the loss. It's Hopkins with 8 points and 3 rebounds. You're going to have more from him. 4 for 11 from the floor. Carter's been keeping them in every game. 17 points. They got 15 from Oduro, so those guys were fine. But 2 guys in double figures, and your supposed NBA draft, potential NBA draft choice has to play better than 8 points on 4 for 11 shooting. I was very disappointed in his performance, but it looked like PC could have lost by 40 the way that game started out at 12-0. At least give them credit that they came through. Mm-hmm. Carter did shoot them back into it. PC just ran out of gas, and listen, they got nothing to be ashamed of to lose to a team like Oklahoma going into the season. They weren't ranked, but last 2 weeks ago they entered the poll at 25. A week later at 19. They're loaded with athletes, and that Oklahoma team is coached by Parker Moser. Okay. Who actually, I know you're a big March Madness person. So if you go back 5 years, 2018, he's the guy that took that Cinderella Loyola Chicago team to the Final Four. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the one with the lady in the wheelchair.
That's what I was going to say, the old lady.
Yeah, the nun.
Nun. Yeah.
So
you can't. She has a direct shot. So.
And I don't know if he was even in the play-in that year, so he may have had to win an extra game. But he took Loyola Chicago to the Final Four. Like, everybody's like, who?
Exactly.
So now he's at Oklahoma, and he's going to get a bigger job. He's at Oklahoma now. It doesn't surprise me that they looked very athletic. They went 9-10 deep in that game, and they pretty much wore the Friars down. They didn't get much production, PC, from their bench. Richard Barron had 7 off the bench, and I do like Barron, but PC has to put this one behind them. They do play later today against Brown, so they've got Brown and I think Sacred Heart, and then that's it for the non-conference schedule. So hopefully they go into the Big East season 9-2. I'm kind of okay with that.
You were talking about Hopkins because I went to the URI PC game, and it was a very close game, like I was saying off the air, until the last 5-6 minutes or whatever. But I was watching Hopkins, and I'm just like, well, hello, today you're playing now. Like there's something off. I don't know if he's hurt.
Yeah.
But he wasn't coming out as I want to be drafted in the NBA because he didn't look like that player.
I think it's also ironic I saw you late night that night, and we ran into another Hopkins.
I know.
Not the All-American candidate. No. You had a minor glow on.
I did. I wasn't driving.
You denied it a little bit, but you were cute. I got to admit, even when you're a pleasant... When you're buzzed, you're still pleasant.
Yeah,
I can't say the word drunk. I'm not going to say that. See, I know when to pull back, but even when you got a little glow on, you had a glow on.
Oh, yeah.
But you're pleasant about it. And you declined another cocktail. You said you had a big day Sunday, so I give you credit for that.
I had to host a charity event.
But you did take the game in, and we did run into Mayor Hopkins, and he is going for another term.
Yep.
And I think he wants to big time me and take my slot or something. There was something mentioned the other night. Yeah. All right. There's a third mic over there. It's the best shot he's got is over there. He was my pitching coach in '94 and '95, but we'll save that for another day. But I want to wrap up college basketball real quick. Marquette got back into their winning ways. The number 8 Marquette Warriors out of the Big East. They beat number 12 Texas. Tyler Kolek, a.k.a. George McFly, 28 points in this game and an 86-65 win. So Marquette's, they're going to watch out for them all year.
They're going to be dangerous.
And number 5 UConn in the Big East beat number 9 North Carolina the other night. And Cam Spencer with 23 points. The story here is Stephen Castle. Only played 10 minutes and 3 points in this game, but he's the NBA surefire first-round pick that had a little minor knee procedure. They said he'd come back in December, and he came back a little sooner than they even thought. So they get the rich get richer. They even they bolster that bench right now. So UConn under Danny Hurley looks terrific right now.
It's going to be
Big East
tough.
is going to be loaded this year.
Yeah, it's going to be tough this year.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have about 2.5 minutes left on our big show.
We're not up against it like we usually are.
I know. I'm sorry I was a little off today. It's just it's been a very, very busy week.
Why do you believe you were off? I don't think you were off.
I don't know. I was just I didn't know everything that was going on. Luckily I have you for all that. But it's I was out on Sunday, I hosted the Izzy Foundation Inspirers event. And then on Monday, I had Rhode Island FC, which was really cool. That's a local soccer club that's coming. They had their kit reveal, which I learned that a kit is a jersey. Oh, wow. And then on Tuesday, I was live at Stanley's Famous Hamburgers in Central Falls. Then on Wednesday, I was at the Old Theater Diner in Coventry. It's just... It's been a lot. And I'm just am I going to be losing weight? Or now it's just you're sending me out with food and I'm just
I think I should be privileged that you have time to do keeping score.
Oh no, this is one of my top priorities. I mean, all those other things. I don't even think I have a Pro FM sweatshirt. Like this is.
I know we're late innings here, but we are rocking the merch.
Yeah.
Obviously, we mentioned this earlier in the show, but this is what it's all about. People see the merch, they want the merch, they see it on us, and obviously we must be closer to the batch coming in, right? So
it was funny because all the merch that was done for the Izzy Foundation was also done by our people at Graphic Ink. So they are busy, but I am going to check in with them because I want to make sure, because I got to mail some out. So my friend Scott and Blanca, maybe that's a surprise, but whatever. Scott's getting one, and I got to, make sure they get it before Christmas. He's going to wrap it up and put it under the tree. But yeah, I figure if we wear them out, Lil Jess has been wearing her quarter zip with the zipper very low, but it works, so.
I'm sure it works. How's that working?
Make sales. Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I don't think you're worried about residuals when you're talking about like location of where the T goes to, or whatever you call it, the zipper.
It's very nice. This is Keeping Score with Jess and Dean the Dream. Do you want to say anything in our last 20 seconds?
20 seconds
Yeah,
left.
I gave you 20.
Listen, it's Sunday, but it's not. We taped. It's the 10th, but it's the 7th. Listen, we're always on every Sunday morning, 8 to 9, 790 The Score. Without doubt.
And we're back on YouTube. We had a couple weeks off because Steve was being a slacker because he wanted to spend time with his family on the holidays and go to New York and see Kiss. But he's back.
You want to spend some time with my family, Steve? Jump on. You can go on the milk carton again.
So we're back on YouTube. This is Keeping Score with Jess and Dean. Oh, by the way, follow us on Instagram, and then we'll talk to you guys next week.
See ya.